episode, noodles with Cam instead of caps with Cam. Actually, the reason why I wanted to call it caps with Cam was I had this idea that at the start, well, for each video I'd be sitting down having a coffee, or a cappuccino, so it was caps with Cam while recapping on a night out from hunting or a hunt. So I had a comment from the hog hunter on that pig video I put up a few weeks ago now, and thanks mate for the comment. His exact words were, mate, that was a clusterfuck from the beginning to the end. And look, I mean, I ask you at the end of each video if you've got any feedback or comments, be sure to comment. So negative, positive, whatever, it's feedback. And you, hog hunter, you were absolutely right, mate. That night out was a clusterfuck from the beginning. And the night out that I'm about to talk about now was no better. So put a post up last week on Facebook sometime and Instagram saying that this night was possibly one of my worst nights ever. It wasn't my worst, but it was definitely down there somewhere. From the minute I walked out the door and got in the ute, I've left work. Sorry, I say I left work because I'm currently at work having lunch. I left home without my bag of tricks, my fox whistles. So I was already off to a bad start. So I'm thinking, as I pull into the property, how am I going to call anything in? The only thing I had on me, apart from doing some lip squeaks, was a Vixen on heat call that I've got on my phone. So I pull in. I just wanted to check out this first paddock, and I thought I saw something in the grass, and I focused on that area for a little while. And I can't remember, and I haven't looked back at the footage yet. I'm sort of just ad-libbing here, trying to remember the night and how it went down. I can't remember if I used the Vixen on heat call at this particular point or not, but a fox just appeared in front of me, probably about 100 meters away. And Rodney Morris, I've been watching some of his videos, so if you're watching Rodney, this is what I was talking about on Facebook the other day. I tried your method of the old g'day. I think my actual sound I made was an oi. And sure enough, the fox froze and he sat there. And I lined him up, and as I pulled the trigger, I pulled the rifle and missed. Scared the shit out of the fox, and he ran off. And I tried to pursue him for a little while. I got up to where he was going. He wasn't running away, she. It was just moving in a direction, so I followed it, and when I caught up to it, I couldn't see it anywhere. So I took another stand, and again, had a look around, couldn't see anything, did a few lip squeaks, hoping maybe fox might come back, and eventually pulling out my phone and using the Vixen on heat call again. And after panning around and seeing nothing, I finally came full circle, and there was another fox in front of me. Now, I just waited and took my time with this one, and again, took aim, pulled the trigger and sprayed right. I don't know what the hell was going on this night, but I missed this fox again. Luckily for me, this fox was a Vixen. She pulled up a bit further away. She didn't completely run and hightail it out of there. And at this point, I already thought to myself, she's starting to get a bit beyond 200 meters. I'm going to have to start compensating for holdover. So I've aimed sort of level with her back. I've also zoomed in on the scope at this point. I've pulled the trigger, and I didn't hear the thud of impact, but the way she jumped and twisted, it was a clear indication that I'd hit her. And she's run off and eventually stopped, and I was able to locate her on the thermal and retrieve her. But what kind of threw me off even more, and like I've always known that this method of mine isn't sound, but the way I range things without a laser rangefinder is I'm using a satellite mapping app called Hunt Stand, and I ranged her at about 180 meters from where she was when I hit her. Now, the reason why I'm a bit thrown is because no more than 2 weeks prior, I was out shooting a gong flat at 200, what I thought was 200 meters, or what I still think is 200 meters. So it just goes to show me that my method of ranging isn't sound. It's not a good method. So all the more reason I need to consider putting some money aside and getting that LRF attachment for the tube TH50 V2. So after I got this fox, I was really not feeling it this night. Things just weren't going my way. There was some very unpredictable things happening. So I eventually made my way further around. Oh, I'm sort of skipping ahead in my mind. I'd seen another fox, again, ranging 350 meters. So the best thing for me to do was get back to the ute and move into the next paddock where this fox was. By the time I got in there, made my way into the middle of the paddock on foot, couldn't see the fox anywhere. I have now found kangaroos that were also seen prior, and I thought, well, I'll play the vixen on heat call. So I've played it, panned around full 360 for the 2 minutes that the audio plays for, nothing. And then again came full circle, and it's like this fox just appeared out of nowhere, like an apparition. It just willed itself into being. So I've lined it up, and look, this shot was no better. I know I hit it. I don't feel like I sprayed. I just pulled the trigger while I was still a bit wobbly, and I've hit the fox in his run for probably about 50 meters before he dropped. And again, I was able to retrieve him. Had to put him out of his misery, unfortunately. When I came up on him, he was still breathing. I don't really like to do that. I kind of feel like it's... Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'll carry on. So, put that fox out of his misery, and at this point I've also noticed, temperatures rolling in, sub-zero. I've got frost now starting to form on the tripod and the rifle. I thought to myself, I'm just going to check one last paddock. So I pull into the paddock where the shearing shed on this property is. And lo and behold, the deer are out. The deer are there again. It's now, we're going on 11 p.m. Deer is not what I'm out for, and I want to get out and do some deer hunting. Just got to make time for that. So there'll be a little bit of deer footage at the end of this commentary. You'll get to see, I'll swap through the colour palettes again. You can see that there's a couple of bucks in there. And while I'm observing these deer, I managed to see another fox beyond the deer. And it's in amongst some trees. So at first it's like, could it be, could it not be? But looking through the scope, you can clearly see the way it's moving, the size of it. The silhouette's definitely a fox. So again, got no choice to pull out the vixen on heat call. And this one comes running. And it came all the way into, again, what I ranged was about 70 meters using this app. And I was just steady this time. The shot was good, and it dropped instantly. But what threw me off about this fox was it was a vixen, and I thought to myself, why? I can understand like a dog fox come running for the vixen on heat. I wouldn't have thought a vixen. Like in my mind, I sort of thought in the past that maybe a vixen would come as like a territorial sort of thing, wanting to shoo off any vixens that might have been in her territory, especially during breeding season. But yeah, she came running in hot and was able to dispatch her quite fine. So yeah, look, it was a bad night. I wasn't feeling it, especially after the first two shots and I missed, and then the two shots are just bad shot placement, and the the random holdover. Look, it's still blowing my mind. I haven't had a chance to get out and confirm my POI, but I know I'm on target to 50 and 100 meters, and a lot of the shooting I do isn't beyond that distance, so I'm not too worried about confirming it on greater distances right now. But look, the more and more I get out and I use this scope and do these videos and have issues with ranges, the more I can't stress enough that the importance of having a laser rangefinder on you, even if it's not on the scope itself. If you've got a monocular or you just happen to have a rangefinder that you can use at night, might be a bit hard, but yeah, look, it's really important to have a monocular. It's important to have a monocular too, but it's more important to have a laser rangefinder on you, especially using thermal. Anyway, guys, I'll run some footage now. If I've got the time, I'm going to try and record another video while I'm out here having my noodles. So yeah, enjoy the footage, and you'll see me in the next one. Cheers. Hey!
So close, dude.
Fuck.
So close, dude.
That heat signature moving around behind those trees is a fox. Just trying to figure out the best, quickest way to get to it. So it's on the other side of a creek. There is a creek bed in those trees. Don't know what those two are. Oh, kangaroos. I've just seen something to the left jumping around. Can't see where the fox has gone. Anyway, there's a creek bed in between there. Yeah, there's another kangaroo just there. So kangaroos and a fox. There's nothing else around on this side. Quickest way to that paddock is going to be back down to the ute, which is down there somewhere. There. Drive down the road to the next entry in and hope that he's still there somewhere. It looks like he is. He's just popped up there. He's disappeared again, but he did. Alright, let's go find him. He's fucking lucky I'm not after deer tonight. He's only a small buck anyway, I'd probably let him walk. Another buck. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deer here. I'm fairly certain. If you bear with me 2 seconds. There was... Yeah, there's another 1, 2, 3, 4 over there. Although they look... maybe not, I was going to say they look bigger. But they could be reds or reds maybe. I mean... No. I can see the antlers on that one. It's just a group of fellow bucks. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I swear, I'll come out to get deer and I won't be able to find a single one. I mean, at least I know they're in the area. That one looks like he's got a nice rack on him too. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Not really. Yeah, not a great rack, but it's not bad. Oh, there's another one right next to him. Both with semi-decent racks. We've got a couple of buddies that'll be jealous right now. Anyway, it's not what we're here for. We're here for foxes. There's a deer. It's just on the other side of a slope. See how he's disappearing. Well, I'm gonna upset the apple cart. By that I mean I'm gonna disturb the peace of these fellow deer. I'm gonna play that vixen in distress call I've been using tonight. Oh wait. Yep, fox way over there. Alright. Let's get the phone out. Let's see if we can get it to come closer. The deer don't like it. And can't see that fox in amongst the trees there. Oh, yep, here he comes. Oh, he stopped. Oh, he's not interested. Oh, he's still coming. Alright. Just gonna have a quick pan. Make sure there's no others coming. Oh. No, it's a bunny. Alright, let's focus on this guy. Red hot's not much better. Black hot it is. Come on. Much better. Okay. So quick look. Nothing running away. What about the deer? Deer aren't too bothered. Is there anything else? I'd say if anything, they're probably just looking to disappear. Yeah, they're just looking to leave.